And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at the newest small expansion for Legendary, Fear Itself. Now technically, this is an expansion for Legendary Villains. Legendary Villains is compatible with the original base game Marvel Legendary. Like 99% compatible, except in the game you're playing villains against heroes. In the Marvel Universe, that can be very confusing, especially if you're reading the current storylines. Does anyone understand what's going on? Do the writers? I'm very confused. But I digress. This is based on Fear Itself, which I think was a very fun storyline for the Marvel Universe. Real quick, Thor's brother-in-law or uncle, I forget who he was, some big bad guy decides to fight against Odin. And so he throws some hammers on Earth, some magical hammers like Thor's hammer, and different various people pick those hammers up, and it makes these people super bad guys, okay? So Iron Man decides to assemble the Avengers, getting help from Odin after like really long arguments, and they fight back with Captain America, and they're fighting against giant armies of Nazis who apparently have been hiding somewhere and came back and fought. It was a pretty interesting thing. So this expansion takes those characters, or some of the characters, and puts them into Legendary. Let's see how that turns out. First we have some plots. Fear Itself is like a really basic plot. Essentially there's a bunch of allies, and the allies get lower and lower. And when you run out of allies, you lose. And then there's the last stand at the Avengers Tower, which is an interesting one. But the one that's really fun here is the traitor. Because one of the players can be a traitor, and you use some cards to figure that, and the traitor can mess people over. The problem with the traitor plot is, in a 3-player game, which is actually the best way to play Legendary, the traitor's too powerful, I think. A 4-player game, it's hard to find the right number, I think, with this one so far. And, I mean, you need 2+ players if you're playing a traitor. I mean, the person who is the traitor is bad. I don't know. I mean, they don't become the traitor right away. This is an interesting one, but I don't know how practical it is in this game. It's a fun idea, but I don't think it comes to fruition. Now remember, the bad guys in this one are good guys, and this is the Ulu Enchanted Iron Man. So he went to Thor and got special power that he could enchant weapons, and so he enchanted his suit. So he's the main bad guy. He leads the mighty, and he has something that's called Demolish. Demolish means that you reveal the top card of the ally deck, and everybody looks how much that card costs, and then they have to reveal their hand and discard a card with that cost. So, I don't know. Demolish, I think, someone was like, well, what's another way we can do something? It actually makes players lose cards, but I don't know that it's like that cool of a mechanism. I mean, Iron Man himself here, or Commander Ulu Iron Man, is pretty interesting. I mean, he has tech cards. You need tech cards to fight against him, else he'll just whoop you up. A bystander can become a command strike. And other than that, basically, you need tech if you're going to be fighting him. So if you don't have any tech characters, he'll be harder, I think, than normal. He leads the mighty, which are people whose weapons he's enchanted. Wolverine has enchanted claws here. And these are Ulu enchanted weapons. And what that means is when you attack them, you are going to basically draw a card for each Ulu weapon. So you would draw 2 here for Wolverine. And you're going to draw them from the top of the adversary deck, and you're going to look at their victory point number on the cards. So many cards have a victory point number. It was like right here is Wolverine's, which is a 6. And that is added as an attack. So you can see if Wolverine is drawn for somebody else, that'd be very problematic. And these guys are very tough to beat, which is the way they were in the comics. We got Spider-Man and Black Widow and Doctor Strange, and each of them had some sort of weapon, so Ms. Marvel had a staff or something, and the Red She-Hulk has some giant sword that I don't think actually cuts anybody, but seemed to hurt the Hulk a little bit. All right, now let's talk about your people who you're going to have helping you. So, okay, first we have Newell, the Breaker of Worlds. This is Hulk, who's kind of gone bad. And this is a thrown artifact. Now, artifacts were introduced in the Guardians for the Galaxy expansion, and a thrown artifact basically means it stays in front of you, and then once you can decide to use it at any point, and then you'll place it underneath your deck. So if your deck is actually small, you can use it and then essentially draw the next turn, depending on when you play them. This one here gives +2 attack for each strength ally you played this turn, which can be pretty powerful. Newell also can choose another player and demolish them, and if they discard a card, draw a card. So this again follows the whole villain's idea that they hurt each other as much as they hurt the opponent. Here, this is a very strange one, and actually, I don't know how I feel about this. You say null smash, everyone slaps their palm on the table. The last player to do so gains a bindings. Now that's a 4 attack. I don't know, this one almost takes me out of the game a bit. I don't know. First of all, null smash. Come on, how many times is that even said? I don't know. And then Break the World, which is his best card, which is great because he can KO 2 cards, and for each binding he KOs, he demolishes the other players. Again, that's not very helpful, but this does 6 attack, and it's a great card to play. Mace of Chains, this here is the Absorbing Man, who has gone a little bit crazy. Here is another thrown artifact that when he throws it, he can get +2. So it's kind of like a +2 that you can save and use later. Every player discards the bottom card of their deck. For each non-gray card, you get +1. This one doesn't hurt your opponent so much. It can make this a pretty powerful attack for 5. And here, if you control an artifact, you get +2 attack, and it starts as 1. The problem is he only has 1 artifact himself. So if you're going to use him in a deck, I think you're going to need to have at least one other character who has artifacts. And then his big card, you get plus attack equal to the total number of artifacts controlled by players and artifacts in the lair. Again, without artifacts, he's not nearly as useful. Then we have this guy here, Clorth. This is the Juggernaut, who apparently, it wasn't like the Juggernaut wasn't bad enough as it is. He has a thrown artifact, so basically he has a 2 attack he can use anytime. Reveal the top or bottom card of your deck. If it costs 4 more, you get +2 buying power. It starts with 2. Now this is kind of an interesting card because it's called Reach for Power. But it's almost like a gambling power. And I was really confused by this because it doesn't actually work with Juggernaut at all. It doesn't seem to fit him thematically. And you'll notice he has another one here. Discard the top card of a deck. Reveal the top bottom card of your deck. If your card is equal or higher, you get +2 attack. Well, first of all, that's kind of fiddly. Reveal one of your cards, reveal one of theirs, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And again, it doesn't seem to fit the theme. Or reveal a card from your hand, the top card of your deck, and the bottom card of your deck. You get attack equal to their total cost. Well, that's kind of cool, but again, fiddly and gambly. Don't get it. Then we have the Towering Leader. This is Titania, who has gone crazy. Her special powers let you get more recruits, which I guess is okay. You can look at the bottom of your deck, discard it, or put it back. She is a thrown artifact also, and she can make everybody discard an ally. And then we have this Underseas guy, Nurkad, who decided to become a bad guy also. Whenever you defeat an adversary on the bridge, you can KO one of your cards from your discard pile. If you do, get a new recruit. Again, all that effort to get a new recruit? I don't know. I'm not feeling these guys. They're just not nearly as powerful as many of the other characters. Each other player reveals their hands. Choose a new recruit, Madam Hydra, from each of their hands and put them in your hand. Well, that's fine. I mean, the 5 attack is good, but why would I want to steal new recruits and Madam Hydras from other people? It doesn't seem like that would either help me that much or hurt them that much. Well, it would hurt them, but it would, how does that help the team out? And he has a 3 artifact, but he can only use it against the bridge or commander, so not very useful. In fact, I'll tell you right now, Nurkad, I don't know that I will ever use him as a character. I actively dislike him, I think, and that's rare. Scotty, or Scotty, I don't know how you pronounce her name. She was like the main bad guy here, the daughter of the Red Skull. And she has a chance to get Madam Hydras, discard an ally to get 2 cards. When she has a thrown artifact, when she throws it, she gets 1 attack for each other ally, evil ally that she played this turn. And another thrown artifact that when she throws this one, she gets +2 for each card you discard this turn. So if she manages to discard cards, then she can do more attack. So there are cards that let you discard, and then you can get bonuses because you discard it with the other cards. Now, I like the storyline for Fear Itself, but are any of the characters in Fear Itself, worthy of getting a card in this deck? Like, for example, the Hulk, or or whatever his name is. He was like that for like 5 issues maybe, at the most, right? And he fought Thor, and it was a pretty cool battle and everything, but is that a memorable enough short run there that he deserves to be a main character in the game? And even if so, what about the guy from Atlantis, who I don't even know who that guy is? I never got into these characters. This just seemed like a very odd theming to put on here. The Uro enchanted weapons, I think, was just a couple issues. They got them like at the very end. It was the climax of the thing. And then they went and they kicked butt with them. But I don't know. It just seems odd. I almost think this one would have been more fun. This would have made more sense to me as a hero expansion, and then had Cool and all these hammer-wielding guys as one-time use villains to fight, and then bring some of the heroes from Fear itself, and not just with their weapons, but make those weapons maybe one of their cards. That's what I would have done. As it is, though, this expansion, let's take a look at it just mechanism-wise. The Throne Artifact thing is cool, but not that cool. The Demolish or whatever, okay. You know, that's okay. The bad guys, the plots. This one is really, by far, easily my least favorite so far. It just doesn't add anything theme-wise for me. Several of the heroes or villains or whatever they are, the people that you would use, don't seem that good. It kind of enhances that, ooh, let's all mess with each other type thing, which, in my opinion, makes Legendary not fun at all. Because Legendary is already hard enough without you messing with each other all the time. And these cards are like, mess with other people just to mess with them. Okay, that's fine, I guess, but I don't know. As you can tell, I'm hesitant to say I dislike this expansion, but it's close. When I look over these cards and look at things, I don't know how often I would use any of them. And this is opposed to like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, woo, I'm going to use these guys all the time. I love their theming. I love the artifacts. I love the bad guys. This one is kind of the opposite of that. And I really feel like this was kind of a weak property from Marvel. Now the next one, Secret Wars, sounds fantastic. And I hope there's a nice rebounding here from that one. But only get this one if you have to have everything for Legendary. Or if this was a comic book series that you really did like. I mean, I liked it too, but I don't know if I liked it enough to... It's like, oh, I must own Cull and Juggernaut, Maniac Juggernaut or whatever. So, anyhow, that's Legendary Fear itself. Dice Tower Judgment, only if you're a completionist.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
Yeah?